Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the Pitchside podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as usual, the lineup is amazing. King Donna, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. And you?
Triggered, but we are here. We're alive. Tommy, how are you, my brother? Yeah, man, let's get straight into it. Looking back at the MTN8 final. Outside of the missed opportunities and outside of reffing decisions, what do you think we could have done better?
I think to take our chances.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to take your chances in a game of that nature.
Yeah.
Where you don't know if you'll have so many chances, because it's a tight match. You can easily anticipate to have a tight match because you're playing a lot of Paris that doesn't want to lose to Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah. Well, they still haven't beaten Mamelodi Sundowns in
a
football game, right? No, but that's a fact. They haven't.
Yeah, no, I get that part.
Yeah.
But I was anticipating a very tight match.
Yeah.
A match that will be decided by one goal. And I think we had quite enough chances that really we should have the match on the day. We should take those chances and the match will be different. So I think, I'm still hurting. Triggered is the way.
It's triggered.
Yeah.
Donna, we saw the wind also play a big factor in it. I know you've played in Cape Town as well, and that sort of weather you've experienced before. How difficult is it to play against the wind and also with the wind?
I think playing against the wind, it's difficult when you're a team that plays long balls.
Yes.
So now it becomes very difficult because now even when you're defending so low because you can't come out of your box. But Sundowns are a ball playing team. So playing against the wind, you should be able to pass out. But the problem was we were playing against a high pressing team, a team that wanted to win.
Yeah.
A team that was determined to put in the dirty work and not mind of how well they want to play. So I think we struggled a little bit against the wind. But yet again, I think it comes back to what Hlompho said. Even though we played against the wind in the first half, we created two clear goal scoring opportunities that could have scored 2-0 easy.
Yeah.
But then it's one of those games. I think it was one of those games where we couldn't get grip of the game. We couldn't get into the game. We couldn't get the rhythm. From the first minute, we couldn't. Even if we tried 3-4 passes and then it breaks down every time. So it was one of those games.
Yeah. Coach Rulani spoke about how surprised he was of how high they played Tim. And I think that worked to their advantage because it didn't allow us then the space to play out of that first block that we usually go out of.
I mean, I think Tim's inclusion into the team, it was very smart. When I saw the lineup, I knew that Tim was there just to he's assigned to do something in that midfield. And he did that very well because I think he was the only player that was licensed to move up and down, side by side to break up that play. Because especially in the first half, he was more assisting on the left hand side, where I think they were weak with Hoto playing on the left hand side with Masonga, and Masonga is not a winger, so forever be inside. So Hoto was always isolated, but the team was doing such a great job and coming there to defend.
Smart boy.
Yeah.
What Teko is talking about how he managed to play within two spaces of being a defender and also a high presser. So as a high presser, you need a lot of endurance as a player, because then you can't press there. Once they bypass that first line, you need to become here as a pivot as well. So with Tim, he gave them that stability where they risked him to go and press a deeper line midfielder, and he went there without having to allow him to play within the passing line. So I think he helped them even when they don't have the ball. Even when they have the ball, the first person they want to pass was Tim, because he doesn't lose the ball.
He's a clever player.
He control and he pass, and because Sundowns wants to play a counter pressing. Yes, you want somebody that will be on the ball 1 and 2, and then you get the ball. So with him, he was just a smart player between the lines, and it was refreshing to see.
And then the dreaded penalties.
Oh, so many chances.
Tell me the pressure that goes into taking a penalty in a cup final. The nerves, the surrounding. What goes through your mind as a player?
I missed the penalties. No, Teko remember very well in a cup final, netback, and I still remember very well what was going through my mind. Two things. Because I was that player who trusts my technique of hitting the ball so hard. In a match, you don't know whether it's the time of putting the power, because remember everybody else scores, and a person before me missed, and then I want to make sure. When you want to make sure, then you don't want anything to do with an error. You just want to make sure I connect this big ball hard.
Is this the technique Mponzi or
a new one? I've got a new one.
You've got a new one, okay. yeah.
Unfortunately, that time and before the penalties, we had a free kick outside the box, and I used that technique. And I connected so nice. I was like, okay, with a penalty, let me just use the technique because I connected it. Went over the bar because I overhit that ball. But on a day, I think had I started the penalty, or if I was the one who started to take a penalty first, I think I was gonna score, because then I wasn't gonna react to the emotions of somebody missing, and I wanna make sure. So it's psychological. That goal will tell you that you need to breathe and then take the penalty. So while you still don't take it.
But now tell me, when do you decide which side you're going to? By the time you pick up the ball and you walk to the penalty spot, have you decided where you're going to?
I had my corner. This one has to change.
Okay. For me is because I've played with Dennis and Kennedy for such a long time. I'll tell them that I'm not switching sides. I'll kick it's just that I wanted to be comfortable going to a side knowing that the goalkeeper will go there, because most of the time you change because of that the goalkeeper knows where you're going. If you look at all the players all over the world in big games, they go to the safer side. That was a big game on Saturday, so everybody wants to be safe. So nobody wants to open their leg. Everyone wants to use power to be safe, and now easy to save. So enough for it's just a trusting and believing, or you want to go to the same side. But also at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. That's what I've missed so many before. But I've scored so many before.
In a cup final?
No, in a cup final, no. No, in an open game, I was still TV.
Miss.
So,
I remember that night.
And
because the kicker at the time, Tabo was on form.
It was Tabo Tete, and I was second. Give me this. I told you what I'm Peter was so mad at me.
He said, but Tabo is on the field. I said, but
the next game we had a game, I think Champions League, it was a penalty.
And
then Garga step up.
But it's interesting, like I can't imagine the amount of pressure then you're under once you go there. And I mean, it's a cup final. I mean, 50,000 people at the stadium plus 2 million people watching at home, and it's all on your shoulders. That deep, it has to take more than a deep breath to say, where am I putting this?
The saddest part about the penalties is when you're on a losing side, you're going to replay that for so long.
In your mind.
And especially the player that kicked and missed, you're going to replay, you're going to look at the chances, you could look at, I could have at least maybe put it on the other side. The goalkeeper would have. What if no? My friend, when you missed, you missed. But the problem is with penalties is, as much as it's most of the time when that time comes, it's for goalkeepers to shine. But it's just that also as footballers is, once you don't have confidence of taking a penalty, there's a way that goalkeeper sees you. Little infield players, when you come in as a sub from an opponent, I'm not. So I don't think we're confident. I think we thought that we're gonna win the game in 90 minutes, and I don't think we anticipated penalties. Maybe in the back of our mind, maybe the coaches might have practiced the penalty with the match, but I don't think the players that were playing themselves, they actually anticipated us to go there, especially with all the chances that we created. We actually thought maybe even the last minute we might get one opportunity. But it's just an unfortunate part.
Tell me then, what is the ultimate technique then to take a penalty? Are you going for power? Are you going for top right or top left?
There's people who knows how to take the penalty. It depends on how you take a penalty. For instance, Kennedy.
Kennedy has got a whole day.
And Asinya, Itu has never been okay since.
No, ask him. Even in a match, in an open match, we will call him.
Spicy.
But he hasn't. Do you remember that one? He kept
such a
stretching
fan.
the leg out. And if it done it, he's so.
He's such a fan.
No, but okay, am I lying?
No, you're not
we were
lying.
there.
I'm
We
speaking the
saw
truth.
it.
You saw it. I don't understand why you guys make me like I'm a bad person. These are facts.
We didn't see that
We
one
born
coming.
it,
No, we didn't see that one
Oh,
coming.
okay. That man is not. I don't understand.
No, Kennedy.
It's only not
is
Sakao
on
Daily.
String is so low, killing no.
No, I was telling you about Kennedy. Kennedy's got a way of kicking the penalty, and that's not power. And he says he's looking at the goalkeeper until the goalkeeper moves. I don't know if you saw the last penalty. This boy or Pirates.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah,
Ronwen
Kivuit.
before he kicked Ronwen goes forward and then he fell. Did you see that? Because he said the goalkeepers are not that patient to wait
they're
for
not.
you.
They're not.
But I didn't have that skill of looking at the goalkeeper. Because when you look at the goalkeeper, I get so anxious. Because I look at this guy is looking at me. I was like, okay, go wherever you want to go. So I trusted the power that I had.
Yes.
If I decide I'm going there, top corner, I want to go there with the power that I wanted. If I decide, okay, I want to go there, I shouldn't think twice. I must go there.
Yeah.
So if you change like other players, I remember this guy. We were playing that team from Alali, not from Alali, Zamalek. Yeah, he was with Kennedy, not Dennis. And Dennis showed him this side, and because that's his corner, because we saw it on the he thought Dennis no way he's going, only to find out Dennis is going this side. He just played to Dennis' hands and was mindset and mind games more than anything.
Yeah. So I guess it's just seize the moment. Then at that point and at that time, you need to then make a decision and say, I'm putting it in that corner or I'm changing. Because
it just that it's easy for us to sit here and try and analyze as to or maybe review as to how you can take it. Because at the end of the day there's players that have their own corner, their own technique how to kick it, and there's players that are willing and still be good and be able to change, knowing that other goalkeepers know. But also you can't risk it when it's a cup final. You want to go to your safer side. Now I'd rather miss on my corner than miss, because I think I'm not used to going, because that will stay in my mind for such a long time. So I'd rather miss with my technique, with the way that I want to kick the penalty. So
talking about the psychology of then now having lost the cup final. Usually we have the opposite, whereby you say a team will win a cup final and then lose the next game or something like that. How does then the mindset change after having lost the cup final? How do you then come back and say, all right guys, we've lost this one, it's gone now. We had 6 trophies to play for, we lost 1, 5 to go. How do we then change the mindset? How do you change the change room? How do you get back the confidence to say, guys, we've got 5 to go, how do we play better? How do we...
I think it's to revisit what you have been doing in the past matches, and I don't think Sundowns will beat themselves up for the performance over the weekend. It's just that they didn't take their chances, and we're sitting here, the trophy is gone because we didn't take our chances. That's all. But I think more than anything, the players knows very well that there's more important matches that are coming. And they still have to give the performances. So more than anything, it's I'm looking at the team that is so matured in their performances. And I've seen how they've been playing all these matches. So it's not going to be a problem. It's going to be an application, and they need to apply themselves the way they have been. And of course, this time around, try to take the chances early. That's
the only way.
Yeah.
I think for now, I would say maybe. Remind yourself how great you are. Just have those reminders as to how you've been good so far. And try and get back to it. No rush to it. Just game by game, because the season is so long with so many things to play for. And you want, once you get into that rhythm, to find consistency. But also within the game that we played as well, there's a lot of things that I think the team should learn from. This defeat, it's so educational for the team. They should learn so much from it. It doesn't matter whether the penalties, there's so much that is need to learn. We played a difficult game, and that's a game that when things get difficult, that's a game that you need to use as a reference. We played such a game. So we're going to face such games. So this game should be like one of those that we're going to use as a reference.
It reminds us that nobody's entitled to a win and or trophies or anything else. So we just need to stay humble, And on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about the next one, it's Champions League. We go again.
Yeah.
And once again, it's another mind shift because that's a different ball game altogether. I heard the national team coach saying the reason we can't win Champions League is because the competition in the PSL is, for lack of a better word, not good enough.
Well, opinion, but when you look at the match here weekend,
Yeah.
that's a Champions League match.
Yeah.
That is a Champions League match all round, and I can see that the team has been tested.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, it's a reference that they should take to the next matches. To say we've been tested.
Yeah.
These are the plan B, the plan C. Should this not working, and in a match of that nature, where how difficult you come out of the situation, how you make you force issues, because more than anything, some matches you need to force issues, especially in the match of Orlando Pirates, like the way you don't you didn't score an easiest of chance. Okay, I call it them easy because I'm on the couch. Like it's easy to say.
It's easy, of course.
I get a thing. How do it's Mobile TV? Once I trip your pass,
it's easy to say that because we're not playing. I'm here.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about easy, I'm talking about the clear cut.
Clear-cut chances
that you should at least hit the target, make a keeper work, but force the issues then.
Yeah.
And I think Sundowns, like I said, they are in a matured position to make sure that matches that like that they will remember for the rest of this season.
It's a benchmark for all now.
Oh, nice.
It's
benchmark is the word I was looking for.
It's a benchmark. I mean, with all the difficulties that Orlando Pirates implied on the game, we still managed. You know what I'm saying? We managed to come out, and that's what I'm saying. That should be a reference to use during the season when you face difficult games, because there's other teams as well. They're gonna look at how Orlando Pirates applied themselves on that game. They're gonna try and do that because teams have been trying to figure out how to stop Mamelodi Sundowns. And to be honest with you,
Sundowns wants that.
We Orlando Pirates played very, very well.
Well,
defensively.
the stats don't say. Oh yeah.
Defensively,
because at some stage at zero.
No. Of course, but the plan that Kekana on that game. That was it. Do you know? There's no team in South Africa that will go pound to pound and keep Mamelodi Sundowns on the ball. So I get really ill.
And unse midfielder
Arumak, and they did.
Market for what? 95 minutes.
Hey, my brother, Hlompho, you played for coaches that you know that you train to defend.
Yeah.
Every day you go to training to defend. You learn how to defend. Come weekend, you still defend.
Come stadium.
Nice.
We're drawn in a group with Pyramids, Mazembe, and Nodibo.
Nodibo.
Yeah. Nodibo. What was it? I think Pyramids is the one Fegila Kane.
Yeah.
And I see Arenze Daimani versus Govets one time.
Okay.
I told her red card, Arenze Mfanola wa Mata. I still remember that thing. I was there. You remember that match?
You took one for the team.
Nagis here from Sand. And funny enough, that's how much I ball.
Yeah, I was faster ball than Kaka was the same. Kaka was the same.
Yeah, we're playing against the Egyptian giant.
Yeah,
I think that team competes with Al Ahly in that level. And last season, they win the Confederation Cup, which I believe it's a build up from where they want to see themselves in a big stage like Champions League.
Yeah,
I did that. I saw that.
Yeah.
The members were there, and they have a big worry or concern about Mamelodi Sundowns. They wanted to know about the team more, but you can tell that they are very ambitious as a team. But this is a Champions League. Everyone believes can beat anyone. So you just have to go there prepared, knowing very well that you're playing against the players that are in your level. Because it's more like a national team.
Yeah, that's true.
TP Mazembe.
It's no longer the TP Mazembe.
No.
Nah. I just want to be honest with you. I step as out of games to anything else. When Sundowns has been seeded for such a long time, so we're one of the favorites to win Champions League every season we go into. TP Mazembe is not that TP Mazembe that was intimidating, that good players, because time has changed.
Yeah.
And now within that, a lot of the teams, they never beef up the teams, recruited youngsters to be able to continue with that. So we still stand a good chance.
A good chance.
But of course, we're going to meet the same teams that we're going to meet at the end.
The other side.
We're going to meet them.
Yeah.
We need to play like them when we get to those stages.
Yeah.
And I still say there's. I'll come back and say this. The Mamelodi Sundowns now, with all the players that they have, I think they've got more quality players on the board than we had on the 2016 to win the Champions League. But now what we had at the time, we knew when to sacrifice our talent and put it here and work.
And work hard. Yeah.
You understand? We knew that we don't have to play nice today.
Yeah.
You go to Nigeria, the pitch is waterlogged. The water's here. We can't pass to each other. So you need to play. So you need to figure out how to play. And I think that with all the experience that we've been gathering and as a team, we need to start showing that experience. We need to learn and know what Ragago TP Mazembe and win 3-0 and still play ugly if we have to.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only way we're going to win Champions League. Because everything else, we'll play win, but that's the problem that we need to start facing and be realistic.
I was watching an interview and Coach Rulani is not a fan of changing the style of play.
Yeah.
He's like, we will win it, but we will win it having played our way.
Yeah.
So it makes it that much more difficult. I mean, once you get to, for example, Nigeria and it's a waterlogged pitch and you can't.
The thing is, like, and I like the fact that he believes in his style. He's not going to change, and he wants to. Maybe you can just add on and to improve other things. Of course, as a coach, you always want to improve. But also, there's the coach that was there, seeing us fighting, encouraging us to fight. Yeah. So he speaks on a level of, if we find a good pitch like this, there's no need for us to play ugly. So we're going to play our way. Even if we're getting intimidated, we're going to play our way. But when the time comes, crunch time. Well, that's crunch time. So I'm sure they'll adjust.
Amazing. Really looking forward to the start of Champions League. I think we're going to. I believe this every year that we're going to go all the way. So,
yeah.
I want to see us there. Can't wait.
Now we have to go to the final.
We have to come back with it.
Yeah, we need to go all the way this time.
Pitchside Podcast. We did ask you guys to like and subscribe and also leave your comments. So we have Tsepiso Andile 2050 says, just imagine waking up and not being the Mamelodi Sundowns fan forever. Kabuyelo.
That would be depressing.
Tapelo says, shout out to these legends. We can argue about their legendary status some other day, but I'm here as a Bucks supporter. So even Baba Pirates,
oh yeah, they are welcome. They're welcome.
Oh, they are. This what the nice thing about this is a football space.
Yes.
You speak football, so
yeah.
I already said.
All right. Then Gordon has a question. He wants to ask you guys, is it possible for a player to tell the coach that they are not mentally strong to play a game of this magnitude?
Yeah.
I think it's only fair. For a player to say that. I remember when I was an 18-year-old for Black Leopards, there was a crazy coach that the coach BB Mutombo. Mutombo wanted to play me against Orlando Pirates.
Mutombo diamond. About the diamond. Did he go to Pirates?
Yeah.
Again, and Abu got the diamond.
He wanted me to mark Benedict Villagazi there back in the days. He said, "Yeah, go with him." I was like, "Coach, not today." He said, "Why? You are young. You can't be scared." I was like, "Yeah, for that reason, I'm not ready to be in that field with this guy because I believe at that time I wasn't ready."
All right.
Yeah.
Teko, has there ever been a game where you felt I shouldn't be in this game?
A season, my brother.
A season?
Yeah.
Which season is that?
Yeah. Like I struggled mentally because now come back. Like when I joined Mamelodi Sundowns, my first season, I struggled to gel in with the team.
Yeah.
I'm from isolation, so now come here. People are handshaking you, so now to unlearn the bad habits.
Yeah.
It took me time.
Yeah.
And now mentally, here's a captaincy. So now there's added more responsibility, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to play differently than I was playing at the Pirates.
Yeah.
But I struggled the whole year.
Is this coming back off the not talking to your teammates?
Yeah. Like I think Sundowns like I said, COVID. So Sundowns is everything is new, everything is different. So I need to learn different ways of Sundowns. And within me trying to learn, I've been given this responsibility, and everybody's waiting to see whether I can still play football or not. So I wasn't ready to start playing immediately. But also, here we are, we had an opportunity to win a league. But I should have won the league. I mean, I came here January. We could have won the league, my friend. 3 games to go, 4 points. We lost all those 3 games. So, but it's just that I struggled a little bit. But I think the second season I started maybe becoming better because I started getting closer to the guys.
Yeah.
Getting to know the culture better. And I realized that I wasn't in here as an enemy. I wasn't an enemy for anybody.
So, but at any stage, do you then go and chat to the coach and say, Mrena, I'm banned, all of this, it's too much for me? Or do you just be like,
but everything that I did, I had to soldier on. You know, times like those moments where
yeah.
Okay, there's a game that we played here against Kaizer Chiefs. So I go to the doctor in the morning. My voice is gone. I can't speak. So doctor referred to go chala coach when I cool.
Yeah.
Now you must understand the type of coach that we're working with.
Yeah.
So if I have to say, I can't speak. I'm scared of Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
I played that game. I was clapping moods. When I was calling the ball, I was doing this. The whole game. We played, we won the game. But it's just that sometimes you...
My voice
yes, my voice was gone. Every Dr. Tabane knows the story.
Yeah.
He was the one, yeah.
It's so interesting because I think now in the era and the phase where we are, mental health is such an important thing. And I just worry that even I think any player would worry if you're going to step up to a coach and say this one is too big for me. The coach might not even have faith in you moving forward. And
I think it goes back to how you relate with the coach and everybody else in the team. Because then if you are Teko and you're struggling with adapting to the new environment, then you can speak to a lot of guys and they'll make you comfortable and even take your problems away from you because then they'll understand, they'll relate to how you feel.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time I think, but even today's life it's easier because a lot of things ring together and have conversation. Before it was kind of difficult because then the background didn't allow us to chill.
Even the system itself didn't allow us.
So I think now I see a confident people and players that are trying by all means. I remember one player came out and say he was not comfortable at Pirates. That's why they loaned him out. And which we need such players to come out and say, Buffett, nah, I'm not in the right space of to compete in this space. Yeah. Please excuse me a little bit. And that you won't pollute the environment for other players because you spoke about it. You mustn't see you grumping and don't talk about certain things. I think the platform you should be there for players who really struggling with the emotions because I don't know. We have traumas, you know.
Childhood the trauma.
That's great.
Oh man.
That's too.
Ladies, traumas. You got traumas. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for watching another episode of the Pitchside podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave your comments, and we'll see you next time.